This is a public service announcement. Now, I know women be given a vote. And since that time, well, Second World War, First World War, oh, actually, let me, Second World War, and a multitude of other wars, I believe that women should never have gotten a vote or held public office. Because when you look at it, they go through menopause. Just at the height of their power, a woman will be getting hot flashes and rather cranky. This is a terrible thing. This is why men are not getting married, because they know inevitably they will be dealing with a raving lunatic who probably can kill them off a plea deal with some female judge saying, Look, look, I had menopause. That's why Hillary Clinton, who was a bad apple in the beginning, probably killed a few people in her time, is not president of the United States because obviously, with that voice and the decay of her look, she was a babe at one point. She was a woman of great attractiveness. And Bill cheated on her even at the height of her sexual prowess. But now the two of them are what you call pathetic remnants of a bygone era. Here's a woman who's stuck permanently in a sort of a hormonal rage and a man who no longer can operate in his sleazy girl raping mode. Now, people say no, Bill Clinton never raped anybody, but there are plenty of people who will say I'm no. Unlike our presidente, who never molested anybody, it was trumped up charges, trumped up to charge Trump ways. Now I'm going to go through the newspaper. The New York Post, which is the Bible, my Bible, which stinks when nature stalls. Now, this government has been promising toilets, but the toilets never get built because the government has $1 million toilets. Now, a toilet is a relatively simple situation. It's you sit on it, if you have commodes, you step away from it and you pee the pee-pee. Now, if we had a lot of public toilets, of course, they would be public toilets for the wrong people with the public. Your basic homeless people would live there. That's why public toilets should be what they used to be in my childhood. You had to have a quarter, put the quarter in, and then you get the toilet. This would solve the homeless problem, since they will not use the public toilet as a home, because they don't want to put out the nickel or the dime that goes to their crack or their little savings that they use for drink. Look at this. The wiener is the dog that is number one. And the number one in the world is the wiener. Now, animal rights activists would have us eliminate the pedigree dog. The bulldogs, it's in their hands that they want to get rid of pedigrees. Why? Because they were bred and they have certain defects. It's true. It's true. The pug is just or the baby pug or the poodle. Many times these animals were put there for cuteness itself, and they have what you call physical theatrical limitations. They have what you call medical emergencies. But let me tell you something, Mr. Communist liberal, animal rights activist. I know you would like to make a lot of Republicans be neutered and cease to exist. It's a metaphor. You know what a metaphor is? Yeah, bastard. You know what it is. You nature boy and me. Mrs. O hailed terrorist. Amaya, uh, radical, Jew-hating, terrorist-loving bastard. Wife is even worse than he is. And the two of them had dinner with a foreign agent who was going to be thrown out of the country. A celebrated rum dum dum. Well, let me tell you something. I am disappointed in the Jewish people for not rising up. There are enough of them. They could reform the Jewish Defense League, and together with American patriots, we could take care of this whole problem with Antifa, with the Palestinian guys. The terrorist organizations with the mask on. We can demask them. We can do it, and we should do it. Oh my God! You know what's happening? Speed races are gonna skate. These dangerous young men on their flying boats, whatever, are a danger to navigation. They have foreigners that come into the country and they take their bad driving habits with them when they speed along and then hit and run down the pedestrians. Similar, it's a life-threatening thing for elderly's prevention them from walking in the streets, or they're run down by some guy from Thailand or Young Tong Hung. And let me tell you something. Our mayor's priority is these, and you know they're not legal, these foreigners. Now, we've always been welcoming of foreigners in this country. We're a country of foreigners, but they have to assimilate and they have to learn how to drive a bike. Or they have to be legal. Let me tell you something. What's this? It's a terrible thing. Former New York met specialty at prison. Oh, they had a prison drone going over prison to deliver shanks and heroin. Boldly, they were delivering it to the prison. This is not supposed to be. This is wrong. That's why we live in a liberal society in which lawlessness is the norm. And mom's horror. Now this, I'm going into this. A woman was stalked and hurt by a man who knifed her, a schizophrenic who has obviously been let out again and again to commit more crimes. It used to be these schizophrenics were put in prisons or jail time, and that was it. They threw away the key if they hurt somebody. And say he's cured. They said he's a lunatic and he has a bad disposition in the first place, taking drugs and compounding their insane behavior. I say, now you may say, Nostrovini, who are you, you unstable bastard, to think this? No, I've never hurt anybody. I've given them mouth, or told them their things. That's about it. So a sicko attacker attacked a doorman who tried to protect the place where he lived. My father was a doorman at one point. Could have been my father, the sick, depraved schizophrenic attacked. Now, I think people should be having all, guns. So when the schizophrenic and lunatic who has the strength of 10, so often they do, they could bang, bang, bang and gone. Yeah, I wish I lived in a place like Texas where they have guns and you can take care of yourself. They had another guys who were slugging rabbis, elderly rabbis. Well, they attacked the elderly. As a man well, maybe I do have a baby face. I think of myself as young, but I think of many things that are often misinterpreted. You know what the word misinterpreted means? Well, look it up, my friend. Eye on the sky. We're all being observed, by the band. Oh, yes, and frequently the woman. I believe that men and women are different, and women should be hold accountable for their instability. You may say, but they don't kill anybody. Like them, and men are constantly shaking babies and murdering people and serial killing. I say this to you. I'll give you that. And women don't do much serial killing as we do. They like to keep their victims alive and torture them through marriage. Oh, yes, it's true. That's why I'll never get married. You'll never get married, Vinny. You'll be free to. Oh, look at this. Ruinous plan, Flowers, London lead. London, the British, the great people, our allies through World War II, are being invaded. What the Muslims couldn't do in the Middle Ages, they're doing now, with the open cooperation of a fifth column of Muslim sympathizers. Now, I shouldn't say Muslim. Mostly Muslims are nice people. It's the bad apples that we have to watch out for. The bad apples are given free hand. In a situation in which they are called on, it's called Islamophobia. No, it's not, my friend. It's an honest assessment of the bad apples. Now, we don't have to get the good apples out, or nearly the bad apples. Oh, we have to get the bad apples out and let the good apples in. That's what we got to do. Yes, indeed, it's true. Petty tyrants. You never thought those liberal people would be petty tyrants, but they're totalitarian in nature. When they take over a school, you have to go by the party line. You have to say what is politically correct. Well, don't you dare correct me. I live for making micro or metro or mini insults to everyone, including myself. Self-deprecating humor. If I stop doing, I mean, talk about myself in the third person and wreck me up. Menopause fear overhyped. Yes, are trying to get us to marry you and put up with you and during your declining years. I don't think so, my friend. Ah, Marines Kipling. Ah, there was a commandant of the Marine Corps who embraced the diversity quotient and made it his own. Oh, no, no, no. The Marines are supposed to be a few good men. Or is that the Army? I don't know. I'm not in the military. But anyway, they have to be the best of the best. And that doesn't have to be a diverse crowd. As we face down the Russians or the Chinese, they wouldn't say, oh my goodness, we have to watch out. What a diverse crew they are. Uh, but the world has gone crazy. Churchill, England again. Great Britain. Churchill, one of the great leaders who helped stop the Nazis, is being replaced, a statue of him, by a squirrel. A squirrel? Is that a representative of England going squirrely and let them going into the hands of rapists and murderers from the Middle East? But don't we have our crazy faithful? James Tucker, who says that God is binary and approves wholeheartedly in abortion. Oh, yeah. This man says he's a man of God. That man's about as much a man of God as popcorn is apples. I didn't make the right metaphor, but I am not doing that. Gen Z is down in the dumps, especially in Canada, Australia, and America. Why? Because we've embraced a dark force that the future is grim. But no, no, dear hearts, it's not. Well, God is on Trump's side. He's the guiding force. That's why they're winning over the forces of darkness, over the forces of big corporate government. Uh, yes. Yeah, seizure sex in labor pain. Caesar Chavez, one of the men of my youth and my childhood, a champion of farm workers, apparently, has gone and was down the Bill Cosby road. A man who molested, raped, even young girls as young as 12, and his cohort in the movement. Now at 90, she says, naughty boy. I heard the same rumors about Martin Luther King. Now, it's clear that Martin Luther King, as well as going around the country and liberating it and undermining the racism at the time, was also undermining the, well, he was snooping around. Let's just say that. Some say he was even batty bad boy, being involved in certain situations. I don't believe that. I just think he was frisky. Now, Caesar, well, Chavez, that may have been wrong. He apparently was an out and out rapist. Oh, unfortunately, our heroes, he was never my hero. I'm not a farmer. I could never farm. Maybe I could. I don't know. It would have been nice to be on a farm for a while in the sun, beating down on my neck, becoming a redneck, a true redneck. But no, no, I was trapped in a home, becoming paler and paler until I was the alabaster disaster. Now, let's see. Ah, a man said that the police were robbing his house and taking things away, and he made a video of it because they didn't find any drugs. Of course, he hid them. He is a drug pusher or a drug addict or a drug representative. Now, I'm hard on the drug pushers and the drug addicts because they have unstabilized the world. Their habit, it is a disease once you have it, but it's not a disease in the sense that, oh no, look at that, I'm being forced to take academic needles or in my face and go with the backpack. Oh, what disease I have. Diseases are microscopic in animals. You get into your system. That's something you have to buy. You don't buy your diseases, or do you? Oh, they keep on saying that Mr. Trump is going down here, that he's going to lose, but he has 100%. How? That's mathematically impossible. I don't know. But support among his base loves him. Oh, am I the base? Am I base? What? You can look down. I look good for a man who is insane. Yeah. That's why I know these sickos who hurt people are wrong. I never hurt anybody because I had control. No matter how much the voices said in my head, yeah, he's a demon. I didn't do it because I have integrity. Because I know when I come to out of this crazed state, I will regret it and be racked with guilt. I'm racked with guilt anyway, or things I just think about doing. Yes, I am Catholic. Satan means Satan land. Now what's happening is our erstwhile allies are letting us down, and we're letting ourselves down. We have people who are the children of the Ayatollahs and the radicals from Islam coming to our country and studying and then beating up Jews as they want to do. I say deport them at best and maybe put them in the Aleutian Islands for a while. It's a little cool there. Yeah, send them to Alcatraz and let them try to swim. Oh, yes, most of their areas are from desert. Do they swim? Do they go to the beach? Are they familiar with such things? Uh, what we're having here is asylum seekers, these Muslim girls who were in a Muslim um, ba volleyball team or soccer or some craze. Anyway, what the rest of the world likes. And they wouldn't salute her and they wouldn't do the Pledge of Allegiance in a protest. And now they're going to go home and probably be murdered. Of course, the left doesn't even acknowledge this is going on because the left is pro-terrorist. They're an instrument in which the left can have the chaotic world that they wish to have. And I believe they're in followers of Satan. Oh, yeah. Satan, Lord Lucifer, Prince of Deception, the, the Pontiff of Sorrow, Beardy Beard Poison. Well, just the mothers of hearing fighting words for a little while, and then they get blown up. Ah, getting fed up with the FBI's ineffective attack on terror. You see, the swamp still lives in the FBI and some of these institutions. It will take a while for MAGA to dispense with them. But the corporate world is doing something in New York. They're going to have a blue all blue night in the sports. So the kissing of the butt of the police. After all the abuse the police have gone, snowfall fights and assaulted by children with rocks in their heads, but actually adults. Yeah. Right now we're in the hands of a madman. London is fallen. England is fallen. Rapists run amok, attacking the English and the Welsh and the Irish. But I have faith in my cousins across the pond that they will soon deal with these people in a way that they truly deserve to be treated with. Yes, and London will be liberated, as well as the rest of the world, and they'll be beaten back in hand-to-hand combat, perhaps. Oh, yes. Will I be there? I lack upon body strength at the moment, but I might when I can walk again and my arms are functional again. I'll fight, fight, fight with my mouth and my fist and defeat the evil ones again. Over here, over there. Send the word, send the word, send the word. That the Trump is coming, the Trump is coming, and he'll be here soon, you see. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Trump is my man, can't you see? He'll get the bastards out of here, and he'll get the American liberty.